Live. We're your way to get truly well-informed on complex topics. Today, we are definitely plunging into something significant, a major legal development, really, stemming from just a tragic event that's caught national attention. Our sources for this are key excerpts from the reporting around the capital murder charge in Charlie Kirk's killing. Yeah. And our mission really is to unpack the specific charges here, look at the grim details surrounding the incident itself, and sort of explore what this legal action means, especially the decision to pursue capital punishment. It involves a prominent public figure, touches on some fundamental rights. We'll try to navigate the facts and what they might imply together. Okay, so let's just set the scene. September 10th, Utah Valley University in Provo. Conservative activist Charlie Kirk is shot and killed while actually giving remarks. Now, for those who might not follow closely, Kirk was, well, pretty significant, only 31. Founder of Turning Point USA, that's a major conservative youth group, and a really vocal supporter of former President Trump. You'd see him a lot in political media. And tragically, he leaves behind his wife, Erica, and their 2 young children. It really underscores the personal loss behind these big headlines,
Yeah, absolutely. And picking up on that, the focus immediately shifts, legally speaking, to the accused. Tyler James Robinson. He's 22, and he's been formally charged now with capital murder. What our sources say is that right after it happened, Robinson apparently confessed to his father, and it was his father who then helped facilitate his surrender to the police.
So, a confession to family first, then surrender.
Exactly. It gives a very specific initial picture of those immediate moments. Robinson's been held without bail since last week on some initial charges. And significantly, authorities noted he has no prior criminal record.
No priors.
Yeah.
That does add a layer, doesn't it? People trying to understand, well, motive, background.
It certainly complicates the narrative for many, yes.
So given how serious this event was, the legal response is pretty comprehensive. 7 counts in total against Robinson. This really paints a picture that goes way beyond just the shooting itself, right? It gets into alleged actions before, during, after.
That's right. It's a detailed map of the prosecution's case.
Okay, let's break these down, because each one tells a part of the story they're building. First, the big one. Aggravated murder. This isn't just murder, it's specified as a capital offense.
Which means it potentially carries the death penalty.
Exactly. What makes it aggravated in this context, legally speaking? What elevates it?
Well, aggravated usually means there are specific factors defined by Utah law that make the crime, allegedly, more heinous. And the sources we have highlight 2 key allegations prosecutors are making here. One, that Robinson specifically targeted Kirk because of his political expression.
Right, political targeting.
And 2, that the shooting happened in front of children.
Oh, wow. In front of kids.
Yeah. Either one of those, or the combination, could legally elevate it to aggravated murder under Utah statute. So that charge alone tells you how severely the state views this alleged act.
Okay, so that's the most serious charge. Then there's felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, a first-degree felony.
Right. This one focuses squarely on the alleged act of firing the weapon and the immediate severe harm it caused. First-degree felony, that's the highest class of felony in Utah, aside from capital murder itself. It speaks to the alleged deliberateness and the destructive result of the action.
Got it. So covering the act and its immediate consequence.
Yeah.
But the charges don't stop there. It seems the prosecution is also focused on what allegedly happened after the shooting.
Definitely.
2 counts of obstruction of justice, both second-degree felonies. What are these tied to?
These obstruction counts, according to our sources, relate specifically to allegations that Robinson hid the weapon used.
Okay.
And also got rid of clothing afterwards. So alleged concealment of evidence.
Trying to cover tracks, essentially.
That's what the charges imply, yes. An attempt to impede the investigation. Second-degree felonies are serious, carrying potential prison time. It suggests, an alleged awareness of guilt and an effort to avoid being caught.
And it seems there's more on that theme. 2 counts of witness tampering as well. Third-degree felonies.
Yes. This adds another dimension to the alleged cover-up. These charges apparently stem from Robinson allegedly telling a roommate to delete text messages and also to not talk to the police, to remain silent.
So actively trying to influence a potential witness and control information flow.
Precisely. It's an alleged attempt to undermine the investigation, to undermine the judicial process itself. Even as third-degree felonies, they're significant because they point to intent, potentially.
Right. And finally, there's one more charge. Commission of a violent offense in the presence of a child. a Class A misdemeanor.
Yeah, and while misdemeanor sounds less severe compared to the others,
It carries a heavy weight contextually, doesn't it?
absolutely, it highlights the setting, the traumatic impact on potential young bystanders. Legally, committing a violent act in front of children is often seen as an aggravating factor in itself, even for sentencing purposes. It speaks to recklessness, the wider impact.
So if you step back and look at all 7, aggravated murder, the firearm discharge, 2 obstructions, 2 tampering counts, and violence near a child.
Yeah.
It's a very broad case they're building.
It is. It's multifaceted. It alleges the core act, the immediate harm, and subsequent actions allegedly taken to avoid responsibility. For you, the listener, it shows how the legal system tries to account for the entire alleged sequence of events, not just the central crime.
Which brings us back to the ultimate penalty being sought here. The state Utah is pursuing the death penalty. That decision was made by the Utah County Attorney Jeffrey Gray. What's the significance of that choice?
It's hugely significant. Pursuing the death penalty is increasingly rare in the U.S. and always indicates the prosecution believes the crime is among the most heinous covered by law. It signals they believe they can prove not just murder, but the specific aggravating factors required for a capital case beyond a reasonable doubt.
And County Attorney Gray spoke about this decision.
He did. He framed the killing as an American tragedy. And he specifically emphasized that it happened while Kirk was exercising, in his words, one of our most sacred and cherished American rights, the free exchange of ideas.
So connecting the alleged crime directly to an attack on free speech principles.
Exactly. That framing suggests a perceived injury not just to the victim and his family, but to a societal value, a constitutional principle, which likely factored into the gravity assessment.
Did he say anything about the weight of the decision itself?
Yes. He made it clear it was his decision alone and one he does not take lightly, which is standard but important to state. Pursuing capital punishment triggers a much more complex, lengthy, and scrutinized legal process. More appeals, more safeguards. It underscores the ultimate power the state can wield and why such cases demand meticulous attention. The rarity makes it exceptionally noteworthy.
So with this incredibly serious charge and the state seeking the ultimate penalty, where does Tyler James Robinson stand right now?
He remains held without bail in the Utah County Jail. That's typical in capital cases. And as we mentioned, this legal road ahead is expected to be very long and very complex for everyone involved. Lots of procedural steps, potential appeals down the line if there's a conviction.
Okay, long road ahead.
Which really brings up a broader point for you, the listener, to think about. How does an event like this and the specific legal response, including alleging political targeting and seeking the death penalty, how does it reflect on, the tensions around public speech today?
The vulnerability of public discourse.
Right. When someone is allegedly attacked for their political views while speaking publicly, it forces a tough conversation. You have the individual tragedy, the legal process, but also, what does it mean for the safety of anyone engaging in that free exchange of ideas, especially if their ideas are controversial?
Yeah.
Does it create a chilling effect? How does the justice system balance punishing horrific crimes with protecting fundamental freedoms? This case really puts those questions front and center.
It certainly does. So wrapping up this deep dive, we've covered the key elements. The capital murder charge against Tyler James Robinson for Charlie Kirk's killing. That detailed list of 7 charges covering the act and alleged cover-up attempts, and the profound decision by Utah prosecutors to seek the death penalty.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Consider that intersection. Free speech, public safety, political targeting allegations, and the immense weight of the justice system, especially in a capital case. When that free exchange of ideas faces such a violent challenge, what does it mean? How does our legal framework grapple with these incredibly deep, complex issues? It's something worth pondering.
Indeed. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. We hope it provided some clarity on the known facts and the implications. Until next time.